tell you something about me. I am many things. I'm a wife, a mom, an educator. I'm even blurred. That's a black nerd in case you don't know. But one thing I am not is a statistic, a number, a data point. And neither are our students. At one point in my life, I fit every statistic that predicted failure. I was uneducated, unemployed, unwed, teen mom. Every statistic that screamed, oh honey, this is as far as you go. But thankfully for me, along my journey, there were some key people whose voices were far louder than any statistic could ever be, whose voices showed me that I should never let the sight of others determine my vision. My dad, James Williams, ex-Marine, child of segregation, my very first and best teacher. Now, it wasn't in school or anything. It was in these things I like to call kitchen conversations. My dad and I would sit and talk for hours. He would teach me about history and tell me his stories about how he would overcome obstacles, and when life would knock him down, he would stand firm in his vision, pull himself back up. My dad taught me that education wasn't just about information, it was about transformation, change. Taking my father's lessons, I began to move through life, and decisions were made, some for me, some by me. And they would change the trajectory of my life. And well, as y'all know, life be lifing, y'all. And it started lifing. I found myself a statistic. I still stood firm on my dad's lesson, and I began to really move through life. I found myself working minimum wage, but still working. I'm a young single mother, and on my way from work one day, I would have to walk across the campus of Albertus Magnus College. One day, I said, I'm gonna go in. I wanted to know, what would it feel like to be a student here? So I began walking the hallways, and I'm just daydreaming. And as I pass this office, I hear a voice call out to me, hey, sweetie, can I help you with something? I turn and I look, and I see Dr. Mazin. She invited me in, sat me down, and asked one simple question. Would you like to attend school here? I told her, I've always dreamed of going to college, but I'm a statistic. Dr. Mazin began to share her story. A single mother, Egyptian immigrant, who came to this country with nothing but her daughter in one hand and $7.36 in the other. She told me that she pulled herself up, she worked hard, and now here she sits as the head of the psychology department at Albertus Magnus College. Dr. Mazin said, if I did it, you could do it too. You see, she's seen me. She heard me. Not too long after this conversation with her, I found myself enrolled in college. And not just that, but I crossed off a statistic. So I'm moving through my life, and life isn't easy. Now, it's still lifing. But at least it's progressing. And one of the first classes I entered in, it would become the foundation of my course of study, sociology. And that's where I met Dr. Yeaman. Dr. Yeaman, I knew from the moment I met her that I wanted to do exactly what she did every day. Teach, inspire. She would call on me in class just to hear my responses, meet with me before classes, and even stay late just to hear my perspective. We would break down some of the most pervasive rap lyrics at the time, trying to figure out what society was all about. This woman with a PhD wanted to hear what I had to say. You see, Dr. Yeaman validated me. She validated my intellect, my thoughts. She validated my ability. So, of course, once I graduated, I proudly stepped into the classroom, living a dream deferred and crossing off yet another statistic. Now my life is moving. I mean, I'm moving through this thing. I'm progressing. Life is feeling good. But it's still met with a few ups and downs, but I'm still progressing, and eventually I got married. My family was whole. And guess what? I crossed off 2 more statistics. So not only was I no longer unwed, but I wasn't a teen mom. I was just mom. And life, man, it felt good. But as we know, life still be lifing. And I lost my dad. Losing him shook me to my core. Eventually, my family and I, we relocated to the great state of North Carolina. I still stepped into the classroom, living my dream, but not without challenges. It was here, while teaching, that I found myself experiencing homelessness. The heartache of losing my mother and my only sibling, and a granddaughter at the precious age of 2 being diagnosed with leukemia, and watching her battle and not knowing how that was going to turn out. All while showing up every day, educating, and transforming lives. My experiences made me keenly aware of my students' experiences. It showed me that they were not just statistics, numbers, data points, or names on a roster. They were human beings with lived experiences that deserve to be seen and heard. I began to recognize that every person along every journey in my life laid the foundation for how I impact lives every day. I recognized that my kitchen conversations with my dad became these classroom conversations with students, where I'm inspiring, I'm encouraging, I'm using humor, I'm showing them that I believe in you, that you can do whatever you choose to do. Dr. Mazin, seeing me, hearing me, I definitely know that that became the hallway conversations. Whether I'm fit checking a student, I like how you brand matched, I see what you did. Girl, them lashes are cute, I like them. I see that fresh one you got. Or it's simply, you don't look okay today. Come on and have a conversation with me. Recognizing that my intellectual conversations with Dr. Yeaman have become my academic conversations in the classroom. When a student who only thought that they could simply take standard courses, they are now striving for AP. Because I too knew the value in validating who they were and their thoughts. Showing them that they had something worth hearing. Our students, like us, like me, are many things. They are not simply statistics. They're not just the 84% part of the graduation rate. They are not just a part of the 49% who receive free and reduced lunch, and they are definitely not the 14% living in poverty. Our students are athletes, scholars, siblings, employees, caregivers. They are more than what we see in front of us and on a roster. We must choose to see something different. As educators, we must choose to see them beyond their experiences. We must choose to see them not just for who they are, but who they can be. It is our duty as educators to show each and every student that they should never let the sight of others determine their vision. Thank you. Thank you.